I thought things could not have gone any worse after game one. And boy, was I wrong. Things have gotten worse. The Toronto Raptors blown out for the second straight game in the series as they fall to the Sixers 112-97. The Raptors are now down 0-2 in this best of 7 series. I thought in a best case scenario, perfect world, the Raptors would at least get one of these first two. But the reality is the Raptors lose the first two in Philly and they look lifeless in these games. And now the Raptors got to get on that plane, fly back to Canada, and I'm hoping that Scotiabank Arena faithful can inject some energy into this team, because this team has not played great at all. They have not played like the number 5 seed. They have not played like the team we have seen all season long. And at first in this game too, you thought the Raptors were back. You thought the Raptors were going to have a much better performance in that opening run that they made. They were up 11-2, and we all got the feeling something is going to be different in this game. The Raptors are going to put up more of a fight. And then after that, it seemed like this game wasn't close throughout. I know the Raptors had a fake comeback in the fourth quarter. Then OG hit it off his foot. Sixers go on an 8-0 run, putting that game away. This was a game that was a flat-out blowout. Now, I know a lot of people want to talk about the officiating and the discrepancy of the free throws. The Raptors went to the line 12 times. The 76ers went to the line 30 times. Joel Embiid, he went to the line 14 times. So Joel Embiid alone went to the line more times than the Toronto Raptors. And Nick Nurse and Joel Embiid got into it a little bit. And it was later discovered that Joel Embiid was basically telling Nick Nurse not to, you know what, about all the foul calls. Now, I know a lot of Raptors fans have been upset because of this, and there is a clear discrepancy here. But this wasn't the only reason why the Raptors lost this game. The Raptors were not good in other areas of the game. The Raptors were ice cold from the field. They cannot hit a damn shot, and their defense has been a major concern over these 2 games. They have not been playing that championship-esque signature Raptors defense that we have been accustomed to seeing. And you look at the Raptors in this one, Pascal Siakam, he did not shoot the ball well. Fred VanVleet did not shoot the ball well. 7 of 23 from the field, 5 of 16 from 3. Those guys got to shoot the ball better. And Fred VanVleet had a lot of good open looks. They just weren't going down. You look at Achua, he had 7 points, 3 of 8 shooting. Gary Trent Jr. was essentially a non-factor tonight. The Raptors should not have played him. He was dealing with an illness. He was pulled in this game after 9 minutes. He also got into early foul trouble. We did not see Gary Trent Jr. after logging just 9 minutes in this one. Chris Boucher, 8 of 13 from the field. He had 17 points from off the bench. OG was the best Raptor. He had 26 on 10 of 14 shooting. But the Raptors could not hit shots. They could not get any offense going. And their defense just giving up a ton of easy looks and a ton of points. Joel Embiid, he ate. He had 31 points, and he was 12 of 14 from the line. You know Embiid's going to get those foul calls. He had mainly all of the foul calls in the first quarter. Tobias Harris was once again good in this game. 20 points on 7 of 11 shooting. And then you look at Tyrese Maxey, the guy who I've called the X factor for the Philadelphia 76ers, had another spectacular game. No wonder Masai was doing everything in his power to try to get this guy, as Tyrese Maxey is a prize for the Philadelphia 76ers. He is a stud. He had 23 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists on 8 of 11 shooting. If Maxey continues to put up these numbers, this series is a wrap, because he is inserted himself as that third star, it seems, next to Embiid and Harden. And speaking of Harden, Harden didn't really have a particularly good game, and that's the scary part. Harden has been doing a good job facilitating the basketball. He had 6 assists, 6 rebounds in this one, but he only had 14 points, and he only had, 14 in game 1, so Harden hasn't even been going off offensively, and the Sixers clearly have much more of an offensive punch than the Raptors have had in these first 2 games. And what concerns me the most about the Raptors is just the way they've lost these games. Looking defeated, not showing energy. That's not a performance you want to put forth in this one after how you lost in game 1. Yes, you were without Scotty Barnes, man down. But there's no reason why you could not have at least made this a competitive game, but this one was a rout throughout. Before we continue on, I quickly want to mention that today's video sponsor is Dave & Buster's Vaughan. They are now open, and you can go watch Raptors Sixers Game 3 at Dave & Buster's Vaughan. They are a great facility, great sports bar to watch your favorite sports game, and you can play great games. They got so many fun, exciting games like the basketball game, air hockey, you name it. Go check out Dave & Buster's Vaughan today for great food, great times, great games, and just an overall great experience. The Raptors got to dig themselves out of this hole, and they got to go into Toronto, and they got to win both those games. Obviously, Wednesday is a must win. No team has ever come back from an 0-3 series deficit, but you got to take both. If you don't take both, this series is done. So now, where does this leave the Raptors? They're down 0-2. Luka, do they have a chance? Can they come back? I mean, I would be a lot more optimistic if they showed me something in these first two games, but they've literally showed me nothing. And this is a team that not only looks wounded, but they're probably going to be without one of their better players in Scottie Barnes for the remainder of the series. I don't expect Scottie Barnes being cleared for Game 3 at least. But the Raptors have done this before, and that's the thing you hang your hat on if you're a Raptors fan. This group has shown that they can come back when adversity is in their way. But they got to play a lot better, because if they don't come out with high energy and their defense isn't good, this series is going to be a wrap. And I can see this one being a quick series if things don't get figured out in 4 or 5. And it'd be a damn shame if after all this, Shaquille O'Neal was right about his sweep prediction. I hope that's not the case, because the slander is going to be ongoing if that's the fate of the Raptors here. But it pisses me off because I know the Raptors can be a lot better than this. And what they've shown us in these first two games, not a representation of what this team has been all about all season. So I'll give this team the benefit of the doubt. They've gotten themselves out of holes before. They got proven winners. But it's put up or shut up time now. You've now left yourself with no room for error. You slip up again, you lose another game in the series, it's done. You got to play perfectly going forward. I'm looking at guys like Siakam. Yeah, you look at his stats, 20, 10, and 5, but he's going to have to take over. He's going to have a 30-point performance. He has to be more efficient from the field. Fred VanVleet has to be more efficient from the field. He missed way too many easy looks. It's not like they were contested. He was missing wide open shots. OG's going to have to put up another big-time performance. And hopefully Gary Trent Jr. can come back, because he was completely a non-factor. And it was like he didn't even play in this game. And the Raptors need another guy outside of the big three to step up. They need 2 guys outside of the big three to step up, with Scottie Barnes being out now. Boucher gave you 17. A lot of it was in garbage time. But they need Gary Trent Jr. to feel better, and he has to step up. He has to give you Maxey type of numbers if the Raptors want to win this series. So a lot of things have to go right for the Toronto Raptors, but they have put themselves in this tough predicament. It's not over, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be a long uphill battle, and they have to convince me in that Game 3. They got to convince everybody in that Game 3 that they can make this a series. As Philadelphia, they could do no wrong in these first 2 games. And you know they're going to be feeling good going back to Canada. No pressure on them. No Matisse Thybulle, but they don't really need him at this point. So we'll see what this Raptors team is all about. Wednesday, put up or shut up time. This team needs to come out strong. They cannot have slow starts. And they just got to go out and play. I know Nick Nurse was giving the refs an earful. Look, it's out of your control. If they're going to keep favoring Philadelphia, giving them the calls, there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to get your guys ready. The Raptors have to control what they can control in front of them, and that is just playing hard and making this a competitive game, and hopefully they can still make this a competitive series. So a lot of Raptors fans want to see how the Raptors respond on Wednesday. Can they come out? Can they get a nice resounding Game 3 win? Can they keep the series alive? Because we've seen this team in the past in the playoffs respond in similar situations. Let's see if they could do it again against a Philadelphia team that is rolling right now. And you know their confidence is at an all-time high. So those are my thoughts. Are you optimistic the Raptors can come back? Do you think the Raptors are done? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Drop a like on the video. It helps the algorithm a ton. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. I'll be covering the Raptors throughout the playoffs and other NBA playoff content you can expect as well on this channel. So definitely hit that like, hit that sub, hit the post notification bell. Leave your comments down below. I read all of them. Go and follow me on social media. Become a channel member today if you wish. And that is it. This is Luca Rosano with my Game 2 reaction. Signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And we'll see what happens in Game 3. Take care.